Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts, and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back, everybody. So it's time to update our view on the Bitcoin market. As we discussed on Monday, this market has got a really significant injection of the positive mood based on the Wyoming statement. So Fed has postponed the tapering announcement. According to our view, if you're reading our weekly reports, fundamental reports on the euro currency, the gold, you probably know that our suggestion is that we get the announcement not earlier than in November. If overall statistics from the United States will be relatively more or less positive. So, although payrolls report that is coming on Friday is expected to be, well, more or less positive, but recent ADP numbers suggested that it might be not quite so, and this even bring more points in favor of our position that probably we will get no tapering. As a result, in our previous update, we said that market more is forming some bullish continuation pattern rather than background for a deeper retracement. And indeed, as you can see in recent price action, you could see the upward continuation and breakout of the daily triangle that we discussed last time. So today we set a few targets to the upside that market could reach, hopefully before non-farm payrolls release, or maybe during the payrolls release, which is expected to be probably, well, it's really big chances that it meets the expectations. This ADP was 2 times smaller than market suggests. But first in the video, I would like to announce the new fundamental report that we have prepared on the Bitcoin market. As usual, this is mostly analysis, some fundamental factors, sentiment analysis that led us to put the background for our view and expectations in the longer term. So currently, guys, in 2 words speaking, the overall sentiment is improving. We see that it is even much better than in July. So some purchases are returning back on the market. The miners' activity also is growing. So here, in this time, we're more focused on forecasting of the price, first moment, and on the purest statistic numbers of the trading process. And also, in the end of the report, we have specified few events that, by our opinion, is really makes big sense for market in general, for sentiment. So, for instance, on this report, we provide the forecast of the price from the Bloomberg Intelligence. So Mike McGlowan's major analysis of the Bloomberg Intelligence, he make the view on the perspective of the Bitcoin here. So explain few things why he thinks that will happen in this way. Also, we put our major long-term view. So I'm talking about this in every update. So we see that the first target will be the COP on 67. Potentially, we are expecting a reaching of the OP around 90 even. So that's our 2 major targets on Bitcoin market. And with the overall tendency, with the tapering and rate change that we have, it really has good chance to complete. So that's the things that you could read in our report. Now let's take a look at the technical charts. You could see that the September starts in a positive mood. Market is continuing upward action. This is monthly chart. The same grabbers that we've got already suggest the taking out of this top. This actually supports idea of our first target. It could be reached around 67. So this is a longer term chart. On the weekly chart, we also see the positive dynamic. So if you remember, previously I already explained that the type of action that I call as a creeping with the overbought. It means when the market has this strong sentiment, it shows very small reaction on the overbought territory. It doesn't ignore it, but usually reaction stands limited by the intraday or lower time frame retracement. So you usually see it on the daily chart. You can see touching, pull back here, touching the line again, pull back. So this is very small reaction on our bot if we take into consideration that market stands at the major 618 resistance area. And now it's tending higher again. So this just indicates the good background, fundamental background, bullish context for the market that suggests it could proceed higher. For instance, on this week, our bot stands around 54, 53. It doesn't mean that market definitely should hit it, but at least it has the room to do this, especially if we will get the poor payrolls report. On a lower time frame, that is the triangle that we had. So actually it's on the follow time frame chart. We'll talk about this a bit later. On the daily chart, the thing that we see here is the bullish dynamic pressure. So you can see that the price stands flat and even starts growing here while the trend stands bearish. So price stands below the MACD line, which means the bearish trend. This type of action suggests the taking out of this previous stop. So in here, market has a positive mood. I hope that this will happen before payrolls release, because after the numbers, the situation could change. So actually, this is major concern in the short term. In what way market will take out of this stop? Whether this will be just minor short-term breakout, grabbing on the stops here above this area, some kind of the wash and rinse, or we will get the direct upward breakout and upward continuation, since market actually has the room. The thing why we still do not exclude the first scenario with the just minor wash and rinse here and drop is by the situation on the fall time frame chart. So here we have the ABCD pattern, and take a look, market has not touched yet totally the OP is around 51, and actually 618 level also has not been tested yet. At the same time, in upward breakout, and this will happen, we could get the XOP around 58.80 later. Currently, as you can see with this triangle, is indeed market shown the upward continuation, upward breakout here is moving higher. So it means that on the lower time frame with the daily dynamic pressure and in general overall bullish performance here with the positive sentiment in the market, we could consider for short-term trading this pattern. So actually we have the butterfly here, or could get the butterfly, since market with its recent action has cancelled the upper downside ABCD pattern. It's climbed above the stop. Potential ABCD pattern that we discussed recently has been erased. It's moving higher. The first target will be 51.64. It also should let market to complete the OP on the fall time frame chart and test the major fib resistance. So for short-term trading, I would consider this target as more probable. It's more reliable target, because whether the market will go higher or not mostly will depend on the payrolls numbers. This will also make impact on Bitcoin. But to the upside, this is first destination point that market should reach with a high probability. Potentially, if indeed payrolls will be weaker, we could get action right to the 53, which is the 1618 extension of the butterfly, or even, I would not exclude, if market indeed will be inspired with this recent drop on the payrolls, it might be accelerating to the 58 area as well. So it's a bit too significant maybe for intraday patterns, but well, we will see. Maybe not with this one session, but in general that would be the target or the stay on the table in the case if we will get really poor payrolls release. So, but as I said, this is most probable destination point, most reliable. That is potentially possible if payrolls will be weaker than expected. So that's how we view current and short-term market perspective.